BackRoom Pod, we back at it again, man. We inside Real Sound Studios inside the beautiful city in Hollywood, Florida, in the Broward County area. Man, everybody tap in, man. That's a new show, Tap In. We get new artists, we get new businesses, we highlight people that are doing dope stuff, and we get to know a little bit more about what they're doing, man. Reels is somebody that's been in the community for a while, has been working. I've been knowing him for a while. He's been doing this for a long time. Let's find out about his engineering and about how it is to run a multi artist recording studio. Let's get
What
it.
you saying? Talking to me? Bitch, you thought that I was selling from the streets? Bitch, I want my paper money, blue and money green. Popping off this speed, I gotta looking through the trees. Perpetrators, it's a breach. Now I got 6 bitches on the back end of the Jeep. Off the side skirts, nigga, how we pull up to the beach. Tell me you don't get it, I'ma tell you what it means. Snarky commentators got him looking through the trees. Hate to step on niggas when I do it, hurt my knees. Mama's baby boy, this shit ain't always what it seems. So I'm stepping over niggas, that's the common courtesy. What I say, tell them what it means. I just like a bitch with
Man, yeah, so tap in. Yeah, we're tapping in into Real Sound Studios. This is our first guest. I just want to say, first of all, thank you, Jason, for coming on, man, for tapping in with us, for giving us a chance and giving the audience a little bit more about your studio.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome, my brother. How you feeling today?
Feeling all right.
You feeling all right? Just,
All right.
you know, it's life already, you know. We had a little couple situations, a little background, but we're not gonna talk about that anyways. Let's just talk about the beginning, man. Let's give the people a little bit backstory about you and how you got started into doing this engineering and everything, and just who you are.
Okay. So the beginning. So I took music lessons when I was 7.
7. Okay.
Took keyboard lessons. I did that until I was about 14. And then when I got into high school, I was in the drum line on the marching band.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I got a full scholarship to the Art Institute to study audio engineering. And then from there, I started interning at a studio called Studio Center. I did that for 2 years, and then I started working at Fusion House, where I met you.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I opened up this studio.
Okay, so Fusion House, you was working in this studio, and then into now the process of you working for a studio to now you owning a studio. I want to ask you about that, but I want to just go a little bit back about your. So you just want to talk about where exactly are you coming from? You know, just tell the people the area you grew up in and everything like that.
The area I grew up in was Sunrise, Florida.
Sunrise. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How was that like growing up?
It was very regular.
Yeah.
It was cool, slow.
Mhm.
Born in New York. So,
Mhm.
like all people who are born in New York and move to Florida,
Mhm.
I love New York way more.
Oh yeah.
Like all people. And I never rep anything Florida team wise. It's always
Yeah, you be on that Knicks
Knicks.
shit every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
That's my team. But yeah, growing up, everything was very quiet. I'm a quiet person.
Mhm.
It was always just doing music or basketball. I was into basketball when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the same things that you've been doing as you were a kid, you're doing now, like music and
Pretty
still
much.
following sports. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you then, so what was that transition like from you? I know there's a lot of, let's say, a lot of engineers are listening to this, or like a lot of people that are working that they want to know about the turning themselves into their own boss, you know, like taking that route, becoming like having your own studio. What was that process like, and how has it been? Well, first tell me how it was like. And what made you do it?
So what made me do it was COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Because while I was working at Fusion House, I was also working as a audio technician for PSAV. They do like they set up events.
Okay.
So I was doing the audio for that, And before COVID hit, my whole thinking was I'm going to climb the ranks at this job, and I'm gonna go because I was an A2 when the job went out for that year, and that means like I was like there's like an A2 and an A1, so I was on my way to being an A1 for audio,
The highest.
the highest, and I can do the audio for all the big things. The last thing that I did the audio for before the job went out was actually the World Health Organization.
Wow.
All the doctors are there, and they're basically saying, yeah, we're fucked.
Damn.
And we're gonna see how bad it's gonna really get.
And
me and my guy who we're working the audio, we're like, man, they're just they're just talking, trying to put fear in us.
You're talking about COVID, right?
Yeah. Soon enough, like maybe like a week after that, everything shut down.
Sheesh.
So now I don't have that job anymore. So I had to figure something out, and no one wanted to go to the studio. No one wanted to like go somewhere. So people just wanted to keep working with me, but they wanted to like come to my place. So I don't know if you remember, I did like a home studio.
Yeah. We tapped in a couple times.
Yeah. So I did the home setup, and then it became too many people coming to my place. So then Rodney was telling me that I should open up my own studio. Shout out to Rodney. So then I started looking for a place, and everything started falling into place way too fast. And then, before I knew it, I had a place, and I signed the lease. I did the construction for it, and now we're open.
So, I want to ask something that I think maybe, I just feel like it's a little curious question, not to be in your pockets, but like with the lease and stuff like that, did you have to put a lot of money up front from yourself, or was it like
I did.
Or the bank? Oh no, it was you. You had to have some say. Okay, so.
So I didn't have any business funding. Nothing from the banks. No loan. I was able to pay for the lease and everything with the money that I had got from the home studio.
The home studio, it was profitable for you.
It was profitable.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. You see, COVID. Yeah, I remember going in the home studio at first. Though he was a little freaked out. Though I'm not gonna lie. This nigga was like, wash your hands, make sure you got everything. Not too many people, but
I had a mask on.
Yeah, mask on, doing the whole thing, bro. No, but that was a time though. That was a time. So I just want to ask you now. So what has it been like? How has the journey been like? You are right now, like having a home. Now that you're a owner, a home studio.
If I'm completely honest, the whole entrepreneur journey is a roller coaster. And some days are great, and you love not having to answer to anyone. You could make your own schedule, do what you want to do. It's great. Your money's coming in, everything's fine. And then there are some days where you don't know where the money's going to come from. You don't know how you're going to pay these bills. There's no safety net. That's what you give up when you start working for yourself. You give up the safety net, and now you have to figure it out on your own. And that's a journey. That's something I'm still dealing with.
Yeah.
It's still difficult. I mean, I'm in my third year being open, so it's still kind of the infancy
Exactly.
of the business. But yeah, it's really up and down. And I don't recommend it to everyone. You have to be a certain type of person to be able to handle that stress. Just excuse me, just the opening the studio was some of the most stress I've ever dealt with. Just dealing with the construction. Yeah, you gotta be a certain type of person. You got to really want to do the thing that you're doing, that you're setting out to do
Mm-hmm.
as an entrepreneur. You have to really love it and have the patience for it, and be okay with things not being great
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But I think
yeah.
that's what people always say. It's just like if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you gotta be okay with the ups and downs. So I think
The
it's
ups and
just part
downs.
of the it's just part of the journey, bro. You just
Yeah.
gotta accept it. I think because like what I've started realizing, bro, thinking back is just can you think about when everything changed when you get to like your highest level, bro? You're just gonna be like, damn, I miss those times where it wasn't so amazing. I
Hell,
miss feeling those. You don't think you're gonna wish
miss
back?
miss this feeling
Yeah,
where it's
like
like the downs.
yeah.
No, I'll never miss this.
You think so?
No.
I think it brings a good part of the journey rather than like Can you,
Yeah, that stuff is cool when
Mhm.
you're like reminiscing. Like if I like write a
Mhm.
book, or if I'm being interviewed and I can talk
Exactly.
about all the bad times,
Uh-huh.
and now I'm here with all the money in the world. Yeah, that
Okay.
stuff is cool, but I'll never miss it.
Uh,
Like I'll never miss not knowing how I'm gonna pay these bills. No, it's
no,
terrible.
it's terrible.
It's terrible. But
I might be
huh?
adrenaline junkie. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
I like to
man.
be on the last, That's why I guess I be on my entrepreneur journey too, bro. So
I'm not an adrenaline junkie at all. I don't want to jump out no plane.
No.
No,
Oh shit. Damn, I want to do all that.
I don't want to do none of that.
But anyways, let's get back to the interview. So I want to get back to so for you as a business owner and an engineer, I just kind of want to see what is your day to day like. Like give me like what's your day to day like.
My day to day.
Oh yeah, before you start though, I just want to say we in the B room of the Real Studio right now because the A room is booked by Papa Zoe. He's doing a live radio show right now, so
Yeah.
that's something that's going on. So shout out J.Reels Studios, Reels Fusion Studios. Follow him on Instagram. What's your Instagram tag?
So hold on. So the studio, Real Sound Studios.
Real Sound Studios. Just to make sure.
Yeah.
What's the IG?
The Instagram is Real period Sound Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tap in. But anyways, yeah. What you answer my questions?
So your question.
Your day to day.
My day to day. It depends. It depends on if the studio is booked. So let's say the studio isn't booked.
Mm-hmm.
So my day to day is I'll come here and I'll get I'll handle the engineer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll mix songs. I'll work on beats that I have to work on, stuff like that. If the studio is booked, I'm still doing engineer stuff because I have to engineer the session.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to find time to manage and find time to manage the social media. So basically, my day to day is doing every single thing I can do for the studio.
To be successful.
Yeah, there's no like schedule or no set thing that I gotta do. It's just every day, it's something to do that I have to do.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, hey man, that's just the harsh reality of being an entrepreneur. A lot of people
Yeah.
want to understand, so just running a studio, I guess it's especially a brand new studio with so many. I think that's kind of like a business that's getting bigger and stuff like that, or not bigger, but that's a business you see that's kind of almost common. Almost a lot of people are making music and building studios. I know a little bit.
I feel like a lot of people are building home studios.
Yeah.
A lot of people are building studios for themselves, not necessarily.
Oh, for other people, true.
Yeah.
True. I can see that. But let me ask you something that's interesting though. I want to know. So
Okay.
with like there's a lot of engineers. If I'm a new artist, right? I just want to figure out what do I look for in a good engineer? Like, what makes a good engineer?
What makes a good engineer? That's a good question. Okay, so what makes a good engineer is someone who can adapt to any style of music that is coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that is able to take the artist's idea for their song
Mhm.
and find the spots where they can add their own creativity to make the song and make the idea better
Mhm.
than what it was. That and someone who wants your song to sound as good as it can.
Mhm.
Because there are a lot of engineers who, I don't want to say they don't care, but they care more about this is just a job.
Yeah. Okay.
And I really care more about myself
Yeah.
and not necessarily about your song. Like your song
Yeah.
is kind of just
Yeah, I get it.
yeah
Yeah, it's just something
your
you're doing.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But this is your work.
yeah, but I really care about everyone's music that comes in here, even the music that I might not listen to.
Mhm.
I might not think it's the best thing,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna, do everything I can. So if the artist loves it,
Mhm.
then that's great.
Yeah.
And if they love it, then they have a fan base. They have like-minded people that are gonna love this also.
Exactly.
So I don't even like to answer the question of if I think it's bad or not, because
Yeah.
music is subjective.
Mhm. Mhm.
So there's someone out there that's gonna love it. So I'm gonna do everything I can to make that song as good as it can be.
Okay.
And that's why I'm a pretty good engineer. And a lot of people will come to me, or they'll leave and go to another studio and then they'll come back
Yeah.
because they didn't have a good experience with that engineer or
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a pretty good and substantial answer. I
think
mean,
so.
Yeah, that was really concise because
Yeah.
it just makes me want to think though. On that same note, I had this question. So, how do you deal with like interaction? You have to when you have to give the feedback to the artist. Like, is that ever like awkward, or how do you deal with that? Like,
It's not awkward anymore.
No.
I mean, as you go along in your engineer journey,
Mhm.
the more experience you get, the better the verbiage is for
Mhm.
you. So before, if someone was to ask me about their song, what I think, and then I'll say, oh, I don't know, it's not really for me, but blah blah blah. And now I can say, well, maybe the song is not geared for me, but these are the elements that I like about the song,
Mhm.
or these are the things that we can focus on to make the song better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll try and give constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
I mean, this is I'm just gonna ask it anyway. This is a little bit off the what we're talking about, but
Okay.
it sounds like you did like a lot of self work. Was that during the pandemic too? Or, like, because with like speaking to people, learning how the right word and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just the more different people that come in.
Mhm.
So like, I'll say not even so much the pandemic, but like opening the studio.
Yeah.
So year one, it's like a lot of rappers.
Mhm.
It's a lot of local rappers.
Okay.
And then more walks of life starts to come in.
Okay.
So now it's like like gospel singers.
Okay.
Like Christian rappers. A lot more singers. People that they're not even doing music. They're doing audio for film and television, stuff like that. So it's really just I'm getting a lot of practice just talking to people and talking to different groups of people and just getting my verbiage right so it can fit for everyone.
For everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, man. Being introspective and making sure the client's happy, man. I want to ask you though, like, this is kind of like towards closing the interview, but I wanted to ask you, like, when you're recording, well, two questions. When you were speaking that, going through all those genres, do you have a favorite genre that you record?
A favorite genre?
Yeah.
Like,
or what's the easiest genre to engineer, or like
well, the easiest genre to engineer is rap.
Rap? Oh, okay.
Just because most of the time, let's say 80% of the time, rap music it's fairly formulaic. There's
Yeah.
gonna be a main vocal track, ad libs, and ins and outs.
Ins and outs. Okay.
So it's gonna be maybe 4-5 tracks.
Mhm.
So it's fairly easy to record. My favorite thing to record would be R&B, pop.
R&B?
I
Okay.
like working with singers.
Mm.
I've always liked working with singers, so that's my favorite thing to work with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And when you're recording, do you know like when you have a hit on your hand?
I used to say like, oh, this is gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
But you don't really know just because you could have a great song
Mhm.
that no one will hear.
True.
You know, so it's I'll say it'll have the potential
I have the potential
to be a hit.
to be a hit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, I feel like with our interaction and stuff that I feel like we have some hits that the world hasn't hit that we with some hits, but it is whatever. We gonna get it going. But I just wanted to say, Jason, like towards the end of the thing, like man, what's the biggest lesson you've learned from your journey from owning the studio and like on just the engineering and everything?
The biggest lesson
Yeah.
I've learned. I'm getting, even right now, I'm getting a crash course in being positive, speaking positively about what I'm going through, speaking things into existence. I'm getting a real crash course in having faith that things will work out and to remember that I have accomplished things in my life, and I've gotten over a lot of hurdles. So I really gotta remember the things that I've done and be positive about what is happening to me and not get so far down when things are not working out. That's the biggest thing that I've learned.
That's facts, man. Like I think well, thank you for those wise words, man. I think a lot of people are going through that, and a lot of people gotta, I think it's the biggest thing is just accepting like your feelings, accepting where you are is just, and when you actually start accepting, then you start appreciating, man. That's why I actually had to come here. Like we're in your B room, bro, and this room is cooler than a lot of niggas' studios, man. And if you're looking for a good engineer, man, somebody that's dope, somebody that's cool and he knows how to work, everybody I've brought to him, love working with him, and they always here, man. I appreciate you for tapping, man. Thank you guys for listening, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and follow BackRoom Pod. Thank y'all. Have a good one. That's good. We in the A room of the Real Sound Studio. Tap in. How y'all doing today, y'all?
What's happening? What's my boy? You already see? You know what I'm saying? You gotta get it from chest up, cause you know my little patalo. But you already know what it is. It's about Bigfoot. If they ain't tell you, rated R Miami, rated R Miami, Big Will, Instagram, Web TV. Check us out. Yeah.
Hey, for real. Y'all need to understand something. Unsigned artists, this the home right here for the unsigned artists. Ain't nobody doing what we doing. Check us out. 1,000. What you saying? Talking to me? Bitch, you thought that I was suffering from the streets? Bitch, I want my paper money, blue and money green. Popping off the spit, I'm not looking through the trees. Perpetrators, it's a breach. Now I got some.